Hey y'all, thank y'all so much for the prayers earlier. I hadn't been home long. It took pretty much all that time, and they didn't do anything. They took blood and talked. I think it's a waste of time. Anyway, I'm here. I'm going to go ahead and give you your daily Bible readings. I'm a little bit early, but I think I'm going to go to bed. After I got home from the hospital, I started another pot of soup, just like the last one that I just finished yesterday. I gave it all away to, let's see, four families. A total of 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, total of 10 people in 4 families. So I got another pot cooking over there. Let me get started here. But that pot that's cooking now, when I get ready to go to bed after a while, I'm just going to turn it off and resume it tomorrow, because I'm not going to stay up all night and cook. Oh, and I had to buy some spices because I ran out of a couple of spices after I left the hospital, and I bought a bunch of Roma tomatoes. I'm going to make some more salsa, hot and spicy salsa like I did a couple of weeks ago. Except last time I got regular tomatoes because they were cheaper and they had too much water in them. And so I bought Roma tomatoes this time. Roma tomatoes are expensive, but I bought Roma tomatoes this time. So in a day or two, when I feel better, I'm going to make some more salsa and home can it. That's my plan. That's the plan, Stan. I appreciate y'all coming and hanging out with me. Y'all help make my life not be so lonely. I appreciate y'all's comments. And I think one of my short videos today, well, I think I only did one short video today because I took off and went to the hospital for most of the day. Anyway, I asked y'all to, in the comments down below, to put what country you're from or what state you're in if you're in America. I'm just interested. It doesn't matter. If you don't want to do it, that's fine, but it would be cool for me to see where all y'all are from. I know I got viewers from several countries that have been around for a while, and got a lot of new viewers here, and I don't know where y'all are from. Y'all let me know. Let me get started here and stop my redneck ramble. Acts chapter 23. And Paul, earnestly beholding the council, said, Men and brethren, I have lived in all good conscience before God until this day. And the high priest Ananias commanded them that stood by him to smite him on the mouth. Then said Paul unto him, God shall smite thee, thou whited wall, for sittest thou to judge me after the law, and commandest me to be smitten contrary to the law? And they that stood by said, Revilest thou God's high priest? Then said Paul, I wist not, brethren, that he was the high priest, for it is written, Thou shalt not speak evil of the ruler of thy people. But when Paul perceived that one part were Sadducees, and the other part Pharisees, he cried out in the council, Men and brethren, I am a Pharisee, the son of a Pharisee, of the hope and resurrection of the dead. I am called and questioned. And when he had so said, there arose a dissension between the Pharisees and the Sadducees, and the multitude was divided. For the Sadducees say that there is no resurrection, neither angel nor spirit, but the Pharisees confess both. And there arose a great cry, and the scribes that were of the Pharisees' part arose and strove, saying, We find no evil in this man, but if a spirit or an angel hath spoken to him, let us not fight against God. And when there arose a great dissension, the chief captain, fearing lest Paul should have been pulled in pieces of them, commanded the soldiers to go down and to take him by force from among them, and to bring him into the castle. And the night following, the Lord stood by him and said, this is Jesus speaking now, Be of good cheer, Paul, for as thou hast testified of me in Jerusalem, so must thou bear witness also at Rome. And when it was day, certain of the Jews banded together and bound themselves under a curse, saying that they would neither eat nor drink until they had killed Paul. And they were more than 40 which had made this conspiracy. Y'all remember me telling you about my very good, very close friend who is a rabbi in Jerusalem? I asked y'all to pray for his salvation. He does not like Paul at all. He said that he said he doesn't do it anymore, but used to once a year on some festive Jewish holiday, he would go buy a Bible and cut the book of John out of the Bible and burn it. I told him one time he should read the book of John. And that's when he told me that story, that he used to buy a Bible once a year and cut the book of John out and burn it. He needs your prayer. I love the guy. He and I have been friends for, 13, 14 years, something like that. I can't remember exactly, but it's been a long time. Anyway, let me continue. And they were more than 40 which had made this conspiracy. And they came to the chief priests and elders and said, We have bound ourselves under a curse that we will eat nothing until we have slain Paul. Now therefore ye with the council signify to the chief captain that he bring him down unto you tomorrow, as though ye would inquire something more perfectly concerning him, and we, or ever he come near, are ready to kill him. And when Paul's sister's son heard of their lying in wait, he went and entered into the castle and told Paul. Then Paul called one of the centurions unto him and said, Bring this young man unto the chief captain, for he hath a certain thing to tell him. So he took him and brought him to the chief captain and said, Paul the prisoner called me unto him and prayed me to bring this young man unto thee, who hath something to say unto thee. Then the chief captain took him by the hand and went with him aside privately and asked him, What is it that thou hast to tell me? And he said, The Jews have agreed to desire thee that thou wouldest bring down Paul tomorrow into the council, as though they would inquire somewhat of him more perfectly. But do not thou yield unto them, for there lie in wait for him of them more than 40 men, which have bound themselves with an oath that they will neither eat nor drink till they have killed him. And now are they ready, looking for a promise from thee. So the chief captain then let the young man depart and charged him, See thou tell no man that thou hast showed these things to me. And he called unto him 2 centurions, saying, Make ready 200 soldiers to go to Caesarea, and horsemen 60, and spearmen 200 at the third hour of the night, and provide them beasts that they may set Paul on, and bring him safe unto Felix the governor. And he wrote a letter after this manner: Claudius Lysias unto the most excellent governor Felix sendeth greeting. This man was taken of the Jews, and should have been killed of them. Then came I with an army and rescued him, having understood that he was a Roman. And when I would have known the cause wherefore they accused him, I brought him forth into their council, whom I perceived to be accused of questions of their law, but to have nothing laid to his charge worthy of death or of bonds. And when it was told me how that the Jews laid wait for the men, I sent straightway to thee, and gave commandment to his accusers also to say before thee what they had against him. Farewell. Then the soldiers, as it was commanded them, took Paul and brought him by night to Antipatris. On the morrow they left the horsemen to go with him, and returned to the castle, who, when they came to Caesarea and delivered the epistle to the governor, presented Paul also before him. And when the governor had read the letter, he asked of what province he was. And when he understood that he was of Cilicia, I will hear thee, said he, when thine accusers are also come. And he commanded him to be kept in Herod's judgment hall. So that's it for tonight, y'all. That's chapter 23 of the book of Acts. That is our daily Bible reading for today. And I may do a short video or two tonight. I don't know. I may do something at my community page. I don't know. Or I may do nothing. Doing nothing is most likely what I'll do, but I'll listen to the Holy Spirit. The Holy Spirit needs to help me, though, because I need some help. And I do appreciate y'all's prayers. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. And I'll be back whenever I'm back, or either I'll meet you up at the feet of Jesus, where I'll be once I get raptured out of here. Good night, or goodbye, adios for the time being.